It's time for three things with Coach G. Number one, let's catch up with our summer running. So now the month of June is completed. Month of June is completed. We're looking forward toward July. And when July's over, man, school will be starting just right around the corner, and it will be time for us to be thinking about our first meets. So what have we done so far? We have had over 1,100 individual practice attendees so far, which is amazing. Collectively, as a group, we've run over 4,100 miles, and that would take you, if you could run across the Atlantic Ocean, all the way from Cumming, Georgia to jolly old London, England. So good job showing up at practices. Our goal is still to try to get everyone to be able to attend two-thirds of all of the summer practices. So far, we have 58 athletes who have gotten that ratio of attending two-thirds of the practices. And that means 61% of our athletes have been to two-thirds of the practices. We want to bring that ratio up. The more you can come to practice, the better off you'll be, the better in shape you'll be, the more you'll get to know your teammates, which is super important. And also, we can keep you on track to where once we get into school and we've got our regular practices going on, then that you're going to be in the appropriate condition to be able to stay healthy, which is super important. And then also to be able to race up to your full potential. So, good job all the way from coming to jolly old London. Number two, hey, did you know as a runner that you have a real need to eat foods that have a lot of iron in them? Iron helps you with red blood cell production, and those red blood cells is what carries oxygen to your working muscles. And so, as a runner, if you don't get enough iron into your diet on a daily basis, so not just every once in a while you eat something with iron in there, you need to do it every single day, then your body is not going to be able to perform at its highest level. So, how much iron do you need? For people your age, somewhere between 12 and 18 milligrams a day, and girls a little bit higher than guys in terms of what their dietary iron requirements are. What kind of foods have a lot of iron in them? So there's two different places you can get iron. You can get it from animal sources. So like typical, beef and chicken and fish and all that kind of stuff. And you can get them from other sources, plant sources. I'm going to send a list out later on some of the things that have a lot of iron in there to where you can take that into consideration as you're eating like an athlete on a regular daily basis. A couple of cheats. There are some cereals that are very high in iron. So check the boxes on cereals. That's maybe an easy way for you to get as much as you need on a daily basis. And if you like dark chocolate, and I mean real dark chocolate, you can check the package and the label or whatever. You may be able to get as much as half of your daily iron requirement just in a 3-ounce bar of dark chocolate. So that's a nice cheat. A couple of things you should know about iron. Number one, to make iron absorb good into your system and be able to be used, you should eat and have it be paired with something with vitamin C at the same time. So, for example, spinach has a lot of iron in there. Go toss some strawberries, some kiwis, some oranges on those spinach. Make yourself a salad. Then you get the vitamin C and the iron together. It absorbs great, builds up those red blood cells, makes it easy for oxygen to get to your working muscles. Some things to avoid. You should not be drinking caffeine things, coffee, tea, sodas in the time frame around when you're going to be eating the iron-rich food. So a couple hours before, a couple hours after, kind of avoid that. Some of you are on calcium supplements, or maybe just like to drink a big glass of milk or yogurt or whatever. Don't have those around the same time when you're getting your iron because they work against each other in terms of your being able to absorb them and get them into your system. Um, Absorption typically is best in the morning, so post run. So we run in the morning. So whatever it is that you're going to eat during the day for breakfast or for lunch, that would be the perfect time to be able to make sure that you are getting foods that have iron in them into your system. So number two is iron. Iron sharpens iron, but in this case, iron makes it possible for you to run at your best. Number three, if you hear a bunch of racket in the background, I'm up at my parents' lake house that had a giant tree land on it on Memorial Day weekend, and they're trying to start to rebuild it. The roof got really damaged, but right now they're just rebuilding the deck. So if you hear all that racket in the background, sorry about that. Yeah, there it goes. Guys are trying to fix the lake house. All right, take it easy. Have a good week.